show police were operation was site to na police ni ba kwa to su no wewu police ni ba kwa to su rum o ma hwehwe ne sa fitie be 11 na ama na about 3 still o mu hu ne o ma hwehwe no to su rum police for him ne gina kire wono police for yezo unja boys no mu yom galamsey na mu yom police matata boys sa ansa wabeji uwe
kwa adwuma ye ni o ntumi hu se minya ayo se mengusu yo ye de ato ye nyonko sisi ye de ato no machine or the chef mo wa uko.
This fight is not about NDC or MPP. It's about the soul of our country. Trust me, we will not cover anybody who breaks the law.
Ebeya wanwa masumane nya wanwa John Dramani Mahama, according to 2024 CPP vice presidential candidate o say impeach John Dramani Mahama. O say ye ampa adere emoyeden ni na ye galamsey fight na na
eye galamsey ko na wati mansa no enye okonketwa emu odin but se na de asi eni so say ye be kokon ni nti no ye de asi eni so say ye be kopa nti enei se hu ye wa hanom a ya ba community bi e friend nyame be kire ablade apete no ye ba hanom fiti anopa o hwe se ne nsuo o maye na enye nika nsuo we ye nsuo a na wutwa uhu abo ene enam ene emu niema egu ase a ye kogin wutimi sabinom ene nsuo na ye te select na ye de mo ka woni na so se ne ye de asi ene so se ye be kono de ye be ko to galamsey na se e wa chimansa ene ya ye joint operation ye police ye ni intelligence ye ni nadmo ene all other stakeholders e ka ho e wo se yetimi e de be ko ene galamsey e wa hano ti yaba yetimi aye most arrest ya chichichichi memu ana imrante ni bebre ama omone ema nso ya chichichi bi SCZ bi ebi te se changfan na esisi nsuo ne so na omode hunu nsuo na omopoto nsuo ni nyina ya shini nyina almost ya shini nyina e wo so ene ya make arrest nso aye de omo de ekoya so ye ene wo hwa adwuma ya ye be ye ya ye to aso 2 weeks another 2 weeks enya de omo motivated say they will come back enti financiers na omo finance wo mo no ye be touch resources na omo de ama wo mo no and what are the resources ni bi ni infidie eguso sika ene niam omo de so masem ye de yensa beka sa omo resources ni na se ne be ya de obi be motivated omo ntimi emma metai omo chi mo mfanye dwumedi ya omo yi
boy hu no di bia to say the president kan say dwumedi a ye fiwa ye be kono npa kwa show mase no masade fofra ye den aba unya fiwa no mo de fofra ye den aba but see ade de afa to ye ho so wa chimasa say omo badu yanso be kudu
asemya ye bi pa galamsey site police officer bia oka National Anti-Illegal Miners Operation Task Force won okobwa ama galamsey yetu ano ase no okoto nsuom okoya wa ma galamsey ni bi so ko excavator mu ono so okoya ono so ama na se ewuro de galo ba John Dramani Mahama ana yesi ye impeach no because of galamsey ne papa no onye na adwene so o stop no nemo no the natural resources minister honorable Emmanuel Kofi Amabu say enu ane ne ye kwa ye gba ni na no ye wiase Ghana ye nipa na ewo mu na ye ntia galamsey no time has come say insakra ebam na the good thing ene say ukopimu achimwenchi enso na lead to Brave River no good news bia ba be catch no Kenya ana Nigeria alatayao for to say baby aduru no gold board asem fa so woso omukọ amamo respected countries eso ye bi wey aye naked truth our old Oldboga trends edi no eda so ye ba go pe Maxi Billian fa comment no eto comment section na say na uwia pa no drop in notification button no uwia share ma uwia enye hwe ba before that subscribe na like na ubia en feel benza na president no fama adentin na John Dramani Mahama my president your president our president John Ababio John Kwame Nkrumah John obia say oye John is the hope John Abampapa ba eba ne say ye koda he na ye no ne say na ambe CPP 2024 vice presidential candidate wayo Ghana manti ese John Dramani Mahama ye impeach no am say debut 2/3 in parliament NDC there the speaker of parliament Aben Sumani Gbagwin NDC ni the second deputy speaker NDC ni Bernard Ayafo enti omuni na na betna say na impo say the only to John Dramani Mahama so say impeaching no galamsey no said the oka say one fighting year against galamsey no cry do you think these NDC people who watch fili ni akase yakoto egbe John Mahama chama ni me bo waste their time but hey abeduru eduani o say John Mahama parliament Ghana ye parliament impeaching no ndi wa trade akoma parliament of Ghana say ye impeaching John Dramani Mahama ye yin to so akunya say cho enfuro because on some fata so a president enema the fourth republic of Ghana na ne susu ye ne nsema o kani na ne one pe enye mienu mpo ye one o say John Dramani Mahama campaign promise or the buy say galamsey wo Ghana oba MPP asan mo bon mo nya de na na do kwa akufado sebi wa yesa abino no okọ nani ohun he na ma no odi ekowura mi na donko mi enti galamsey na titia pansan no John Dramani Mahama ba akai oba bibia fine ene so ene beautiful Ghana for your so ya to aba mo over 1 million papa udi akunye wie ya ase ne kobi ya janko mo bi na odi ana galamsey no meya kura na ese gold yenya o se eno na otie na ne bofuno no se etwa na wo te se yim crash no na president of the land John Dramani Mahama obetuma bi na no kasa asem no nti owie na se says na etie pa na se wo kan na wantima meyenko ade and some fata say more trust as a president because galamsey by now can say this state of emergency e dey atoso because galamsey a natural disaster a natural crisis a national crisis so and not natural disaster make a natural come me a natural a national disaster boom and a national crisis and the other thing said John Dramani Mahama some money gold over your life and for that reason such a person who deserve it say a friend the president of the land and the papa a friend of John Dramani Mahama na say Ghana fu bia bona baso no according to wayo gamati say emre na so yama John Dramani Mahama ofre kunya na so na Ghana bedo de I say make an hana ai de vi kafra president go focus say na be say mi make an ani ebu be the rough na asem go ya ekoso ye impeach John Dramani Mahama galamsey fight ya National Anti-Illegal Miners Operation Task Force for eguso mu yeduma na police ni ba ko ka mo ho papa no be biediri no ase anhwe ye enche ko betima declare say papa no wafiri mu police ni na chesom ko to galamsey galamsey ase ono no nema na ekoso no nya asem keto na papa no police officer na adwin say or try say obeti at least one galamsey guy ba ko enia obema information mo match the aka no now when unfortunately according to police for now normally nam just say on sheda nim nso mo duare saa but ye hu de ye out of vim and vigor said e be na bit must stop galamsey na fight ngoso nto aso ha Ghana for entretin ye nso entretin ye afrene say ye nuane entretin ye sase entretin ye forest entretin ye life any your food any your livelihood enti way the reason why police need enya vim and vigor who ni wodi tu so say chaka galamsey nso emu nya dada na papa say si nso emu unfortunately is only nso abiare that is they say ye beyinu obeduare abobedware abayi no di ebesi na ebesi tam ya me no di nkomo yi awo naked truth so awo Oldboga trends yi police officer ya awo illegal miners and ekoso anti no omo trust o me so omo che no omo anti manchi na o kan so no yentimi yi no nti bebe aduru no ehu acha say about because several hours of the day from anadwo no bre na numbre na be this time there ase no be aduru no eni ye yenyan nti dia aka no bebe aduru no empire bo
so police for operation was site o na police ni ba kwato su no wewu police ni ba kwato su ru o ma hwehwe ne sa fitie be 11 na ama na about 3 still o mu hu ni o ma hwehwe no to su ru police for him dey dey chire won police for yes o nja boys no mu yom galamsey na mu yom police matata boys sa ansa wa beji wo yo yes o police ni ba ko no sibo na ni ma se we no isi o ko manya asem yes o boys na chin so rum sa omu hu omo yes o isi asem aba no asem keto police ni ba ko ni o onu angaza so ko hwe no o to so mu akọ hwe ni nipa de na continue anu na ọkọ no ani abre no onu na ọkọ no yes o ai SMS no yebete SMS no mo hwehwe ne sa mu hu isi na mo hwehwe no no isi a police ni na angasa de ne ho agim mo ko hwehwe no na mo hwehwe no no yes o
na enye police officer nko a ana ne ho bekire no galamsey operator baako so abra ni omu excavator ekoka atete tese tintintintin omu na atwa adwanwe ato ana nsu ebegu so omu ana di nsu enegu so ana ya tete ana omu excavator tese dadie bi twa dadie bi omu nim na adwin se dadie we de dadie superior obetima atwafo obi aso aye na dwuma ana wakokam okaka buye na tese galamsey fo na afa phone ana mo record me se ye me modan madabroma ensu omutu ye na anu ya ka akosemu nipa 85 ne yi ne 3 eka mu ene police officer akokam munya muse munya di asodin kura be di enti se ono onso ko excavator ne ma se be aduru anhwe ye na se ya ma medina owu menanim sempa ye mo kura so owu ye mo mpa so ontin kwam because sometimes unim mo nsem hununti mu shortcut a mo pede skanti police officer o krafi kwa babamu nipa baako 8 omu helicopter imu na galamsey onkomo no mgwakodi omawu. Look at the number of people who do not benefit from galamsey omu galamsey but chama so na excavator mu no
kwaku adwuma ye ni o ntumi o se minya ayo se mengusu yo ye de ato ye nyonko sisi ye de ato no machine o de chefo mu wa uko
obi aka excavator mu a chese bebi aduru no aye owuo ene ankwa no baako so na National Anti-Illegal Miners Operation Task Force for so akwache excavator na low bed no na chese ayema eso yema ya che omo ama eso yema chese aka ne ni se ese ye hye no ese ye jama omo a omesa ko yusu bio ene ne ye fa omo amu diesel no na ehwehwe gu ayi ne so na ye digya tum akwa no mo se sa excavator ne boy 1.9 million Ghana cedi na ze enkan this Ghana 190 billion 190 another day I said 1 million say 1 million 10 billion I didn't say 19 billion 19 billion akwa no ti wa say wa chain how to phone those when say Jimmy won so renwane ye be say excavator na wie asa be ti wa kodu sorry na jare na ine say betu excavator after say ashida we say betu ba kwa no oh the way excavator yeshina na hona na kese onye heartbreak esuo pa
Bambofo etu saa na mo ya na eyabra wonom enya ne ntie se nipa monfo bi akogu no vibratio no mu ye no e wacha kwanso aye mansi no mu a wonom edi asika sensase ene enema ahodo wei enam so ama bra bambofo no ekodu honom no wonom eje niema ahodo pi ene di free wonom ensam enema ahodo bi ya wonsaka ye edi free nipa wonom etu sika emfamra kwanso yi eye excavator makomako enso water pumping machines so wonom eje enwotwe ena afei pump action gun ye etuo so no wonom eje baako bebi a wonom etete ye mpatadan a wabobo kwaye no nyina so no bambofo yi ese no nipa hodo bi ya na wonom ka bambofo hu a wonom etu sa anamoyi no eye national security Penia wada wonom ano Brigadier General Musa retired Saso and a 2nd Infantry Battalion and a Western Naval Command omunyina eka ho bia wonom etu sa na mo ehwe yes obetumi abokwaye no eho ban.
There's the need for us to sustain that operation, looking at the devastation of the Noe Forest Reserve. So we hope that there will be sustained operation for us to get rid of all those who are operating along the Noe Forest Reserve.
But something must work. SBB Eduma. John Dramani, ma'am, of course, impeachment in the Eduma. And Yadi ABC, NC and the way in the Ghana for Yaji John Dramani, member two. Mama, foreign countries, IMF, World Bank, China, Japan, Singapore, France, Grenada, Burkina Faso, Mali, Niger, South Africa. Remember, there's a lot of other countries. Head of state need the people in the country. As a papa, yes, as the new wave at the presidency in the world. Now, Baba, you better say go impeach no. Nipa ye bon pa say obeto aso for the third term. Chama impeach na ye galamsey fight so there. Or they share other people's inside mo ye adwuma se bibia no. Ebe fine. Now, the Lands and Natural Resources Minister, Honorable Emmanuel Kofi Amabua, who say galamsey fight no or my update. Now, or my say enyema the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources, or me make sure say galamsey, you bet end the galamsey fight once and for all. From the time I a friend is as a Minister of Lands and Natural Resources. Now the way I use to say your forest now could the galamsey phone chain plus the way I not galamsey for say yensu any lands no. And after so be a friend say Lands and Natural Resources Minister. Na DSC na 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 yate a team BF National Anti-Illegal Miners Operation Task Force no. After say omunya in so do abeye clean. Lands do as say yes san land no amana be better land bio. How I ever so purify yensu say so be wise. Papa ye friend Emmanuel Honorable Emmanuel Kofi Amabu edi na update eda beto and say yen train on the 21st of October. Or a comprehensive update on galamsey fight.
It's a grave hazard that has torn the soul of the environment. 44 of 288 forest reserves decimated, 5,500 hectares of land destroyed.
Equivalent to 7,500 football pitches, with more devastation aided by weak enforcement and political greed over the last 8 years.
But all of that is over.
This fight is not about NDC or MPP. It's about the soul of our country. Trust me, we will not cover anybody who breaks the law.
Under President John Dramani Mahama and Lands Minister Emmanuel Kofi Boa, there's a new era of stronger enforcement with NIMOS and the Blue Water Guards.
Reformation of the licensing regime, land reclamation and restoration of polluted waters, community and stakeholder engagements, and of course, the rollout of the Responsible Cooperative Mining and Skills Development Program.
Our gallant men are up to the fight and will continue to score successes against the selfish companies and individuals who are destroying our forests and polluting our water bodies.
The Galamsey Progress Report brings you these and more updates as government continues the fight against illegal mining. The Galamsey Progress Report, acknowledging the crisis, telling the success story.
Now, Papa Nivi and Osade to us say the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources and the Blue Water Guide National Anti-Illegal Mining Operation Secretariat or Maxi for the past 1 week from last week Monday, ABC Sunday, and then Monday, almost 12 excavators, multiple changfan machines, and illegal miners in the eastern and western regions. In the eastern region and western region, into over 12 excavated, meaning mining side do in any mining side kitwa. Kai said some about 3-4 days ago. The amount of the update on the eastern region National Anti-Illegal Miners Operation Task Force and Secretariat no. Juma no omudi so far. Now about 5 mining sites and that's the galamsey site out the eastern region. A home for western region just hope me there be mao. Into so far, the Honorable Minister Emmanuel Kofi Amabu said over 12 excavators and over many and multiple changfan machines and yaji edef eastern region and a western region.
Around the Oldboga area. For excavators, we've got about 12 of them. Motorbikes, we picked about 5 motorbikes, 4 excavator batteries, some computer monitors, heavy duty water pumps, 2 of them, several fuel drums. And last week, the minister had mentioned the issue of the fuel drums, and it's a conversation that we are having with the NPA on how to tackle this fuel trade that is also going to use the word again, fueling the illegal mining activities. Multiple makeshift structures, because usually we set up these campsites there. So if you saw from the videos, lots of makeshift structures which were destroyed. 24 pumping machines, 20 changfans, almost all of them were bent. Actually, all of them were bent. And then other tools, boards, equipment, and things like that were all found and destroyed. So basically, this is the activities that we have, the team undertook in the course of the week, focusing on the 2 pillars within our strategy, which is the stakeholder.
Yes, I remember a comprehensive report on the 21st of October, on the Tuesday, but again, I saw my Ghana folk say the fight against galamsey anti. Wayo gamati epes yetu John Dramani mama ye imprison no masa fight ni go so ekoso wado na ugo pie musu ewo river Achimwe river ewo Achimwe nti leading to the Billian River. Yes, the National Anti-Illegal Mining Operation Secretariat announce task force for no o make sure say Billian water no sa river na say ko na nu ya make sure say Achimwe nti o galamsey for na go na galamsey ketwa. But fortunately 9-4 I make sure so make clear we na nti so far and so na leading from Achimwe nti be pie mo Billian River no kama na sa de na itimi dia no 1 month 2 month 3 month akazu na ni bete because less than 1 week 2 weeks less than 2 weeks because last week operation ya no mo ye Billian River na say no clean say baby aduru no de enche emu be so say betima no so yi san na de ne make ni from which I hope and pray say but no must start nti yes mo member Blue Water Guide for abaso member 9-4 abaso kai say the Lands and Natural Resources Minister Honorable Emmanuel Kofi Amabu say ono one ye aduma no nti way police ni ya wakoto nsu mi say na water Blue Water Guide for no haja omo de makoso nsu dware gaba na nka correct now you are 9-4 casting came more Blue Water Guide for be. I don't know why they don't work together, but 9-4 no more security people or more understand how to use the raffle. And you walk soldier for police for any other service for Blue Water Guide for go see and sujare. Or more you toward the but they are not as good as or more soldier for police for. Plus, send me Obi am work galamsey side. Number but your book and tinketi must say the drug account. Name to 20 can me just say Blue Water Guide for Babiane. This is galamsey phone kitting ya. So if you person catching ke 20 catch ya. Then factor ni na. And from boom what you say? Ebe yaduma, ebe kama. Na you can say one side is hard ya. And say police in your council say ya no ne intima yina. Abusuafo a omodan no comedy omokwa. No omowu, the same the 8-gallon heroes ebi omo di kwa de aja omo mo na no ye say over 8 your friend saying a million Ghana cedis is about over $300,000 excavator accounts be chama mo kwala na omo yere no na where was wo galamsey side the same galamsey kro na on se be na manema ye be da ama na yere ye be da ama na maame ye be man state barrier say ne be fa so ekura no ye be su no da wawuka omo na say this guy to try omo di demi sa. So because of galamsey, a lot of people are losing their lives. The patrol, moment the right thing. Oma blue water guy for them can namu for no mo nanti boom. On amount for amokiza say, hey, galamsey mean chat that because gold board for your margin say, omigo so to gold no free galamsey for. Inte be decha. Sami dem fear chema papa no. As we chema we so ntie. But fortunately enough, a person who is part of the civil society organization, I'm going to share John Dramani Mamanu Yairo. Papa, your friend, no, Senior Hossi, as a gold board can't not be the reason for galamsey. Now, the reason is very simple. Was it before the establishment of gold board? Now, your galamsey since the dada, JJ Tammy Nana galamsey, but not escalating to this level. Inti galamsey na awo because awo na o say a friend is saying gold board the gold board eso timi ya obetimi either stop galamsey and awa boa e dey kan na move stop galamsey apart from say na you come 5 pickups e dey man na move for e ma 5 million Ghana cedis no at the same time gold board say here auto gold every small scale miners for auto gold every anybody auto gold e Ghana ha bia inti mean say enne yeah, my gold board a centralized place or be making sure so auto gold a free baby I Ghana ha. Into with this, a member na is a gold board to my track say henceforth after so we're putting a tracking and tracing this system no. Or bet me say okay me to gold every Maxi Billian ho. Now gold na me to no Maxi ne a friend is ni small scale lines is any aha. But for now, I hear gold no. Say I'm more omu na am feed friends and gold board one gold board entimi na so e prosperous say ye pen no at the same time meaning say people will still smuggle gold and sell it to other people because once upon a time na Ghana you go China and India for and for free na makoton no manya so mfa so na Ghana as a country nya so mfa so it is gold board make about $8 billion at the free friends say gold sales one. My say oh because of galamsey chinchin atwan and the gold board for the galamsey neighbor dey be obi enim no kure no galamsey what that say na gold board yet say kure ndu 8 months enti yenya abotre yen relax na yen hwe the root cause even though of believe say e betima ye more e dey fight galamsey but ono na nsusu ye the excellence say look so gold board e than centralized ni we na or have total control be easy say be say way gold not able from illegal mining site and as any illegal mining site. Ibeku. Ana we na so ya adwin say hey $8 billion aye Canada say sika ya so in $8 billion cash. And dem gold board food in the sika na ho. Ana say Ghana for any ye ya na say ya for sika bi nkwa ya for because say ye hwesere. O say $8 billion won ka say gold no ye sika na ko toy. And ye ton we ahunfa so na ye dia. Again yes, and can say if you are to as a reserve because say you worth a friend say ebia 10 tons 10 ounces of gold 10 ounces of gold na you want now say ebia say 10 kilograms of gold in so the world market say nti eno no you are worth in that amount and e dey at all nti emprempren as a dey o TV na we 1000 Ghana e dey go tria o dan ka o TV so a oton 3000 Ghana the sense o hwe dan mu a o what 3000 Ghana cedis e da ho ti mean say e ban ten so da kan na e da 1000 Ghana na o da so fa so 2000 o peje in the sanity say no go board ti entry e boss na enja exaggeration say as ye say the go board no an die egu eno na galamsey na do so say be Ghana for mo kasa boys kasa enti according to Senior Hossi, it is a gold board. That's no problem. But I want to say, here we say, and yeah, no, the reason why galamsey are also our Ghana.
So we can have a gold board doing its work and still fight galamsey? Can we do that?
Absolutely. The object, and I think that the gold board construct, and I speak as an economic policy analyst here, is one of the most potent economic policy decisions that have been taken, possibly in the last 20 years. Maybe the next very significant thing will be some of the decisions around Kufuor's time were strong, and I think should be commended. I commend the construct of the gold board. Obviously, we've been producing gold and moving gold out of this country without much control and accountability. So you realize a huge delta between the gold values that are reported in other countries coming from Ghana versus what we ourselves say we sent. So where did the rest pass? It means it was smuggled. So we've not really benefited from the gold production that we've had in its entirety. I remember during my days looking at solutions to cure effects and its consequential impact on the petroleum prices. We had to start looking into these things. And we flagged it, that was during WAMP's time, together with other treasurers of the bank, about these leakages. So centralizing the procurement and accounting of our gold, I think, is a masterstroke, which should be commended. There's no problem with that. Now on the 8 billion, let's just be careful and maybe need a bit more guidance. And I have to spend time looking at the Gold Board Act. But what I know practically happens is that Gold Board is effectively a buying agent for the core principal today, which is now become Bank of Ghana. So the 8 billion is not revenue necessarily accruing to Gold Board, but I think maybe they have to look at how that is handled and make sure it really reflects the Gold Board Act itself. So either way, there's some 8 billion that is coming to this country, whether it's sitting on Gold Board's books or it comes to the Bank of Ghana's books. Either way, it's come to the market. And again, it's also not necessarily profit. We should also get that clear because people talk about it and people think that it's some free money that has come from the sky and then we should just go and spend that 8 billion. Let's use the Gold Board money to do this. I get that and I laugh. Please, the gold is bought and paid for. If there's any margin to be made, it will only be the difference between the buy and the sell. And as we know, it is very small.
Gross. 8 billion is gross.
It's a gross. It's a gross revenue. I'm going to have to wait for Gold Board to publish his books. Then you see whether they are making profits or not. So Gold Board's real income can only be the spread or the services that it renders, like assaying and all that. So let's just be careful. There's no special big money sitting with somewhere that has
8 billion has been generated in foreign exchange.
Yeah, so it becomes something that sits now on our forex side. We already were always getting gold, from artisanal mining and small-scale mining, and contributing to our FX. This is about the biggest we have ever seen in this country's lifetime from that particular subsector. And the reason is simple. For the first time, government has centralized the acquisition and the trading of that set of gold and minimize the room for smuggling. So I commend Sami Jemfi and his team for the work they've done. Now, relative to the environment, there are two different conversations. You know my voice on galamsey. Let's not mix the two. The gold, whatever how you process it, belongs to this state. And to the time that you can get to a point where you can properly define it, and that's why the track and trace conversation is important. All right? You must start with the business of making sure at least we get all the forex receipts from the gold production. Otherwise, in Ludo terms, what we call 2-6 and loss is what will be hitting us. The people destroy our environment and then they smuggle our gold in addition. And we don't get benefit of it either way because the gold, most of the forex receipts will now sit in Dubai, UAE, in the DMCCs and all that. What happens to us? We lose twice. The Gold Board situation ensures that even if that should happen, we don't lose twice. At least we can get a part of it to help protect our economy. That is one step. When you centralize the trade, the question is, how do you track your trade? And how then do you use your ability, centralizing the trade, managing defining clearly the supply chain, into trying to make that supply chain responsible? That's the key question we should be asking. So I was very happy when I heard Sami Jemfi speak about the track and trace thing, which I hope they should go to. They claim they'll do sometime next year. I don't know if they'll go to do it in Q1 or Q2. I think he suggested Q1. I think that maybe a bit ambitious, but if he's able to do it, then that'll be great. Now you're able to track and trace. The next thing is, who are you buying from? How can you use your influence as the sole buyer to start controlling the conduct of the people down the chain? That is the influence I want to see Gold Board deliver. So I was happy when they made donations to NIMOS, which our coalition is a part of, the Ghana Coalition Against Galamsey. We have some kind of seat in there, you know, and we are seeing some kind of progress. I'm not necessarily happy. I don't think that we are where we want to be, and we have to debate that in this meeting. But we need to separate the conversation of the trade and optimizing Ghana's trade of gold from the conversation around ensuring responsible mining and holding people
what will you,
accountable.
The volumes, as in the metal itself, what will you attribute that to? People think that the galamsey business appears to be booming, and that is increasing the collection.
Gold production is booming. The cost or the price of gold is also booming.
Yes.
So production,
metal, yes.
the metal itself is being produced. One thing you should realize is that whether there's a gold board or there's no gold board,
galamsey will happen.
Galamsey would always happen till you deal with galamsey itself. Gold board cannot be the reason why, because there's always a buyer for gold. All we have just done.
Nigeria and Kenya so far, Omabe Johnny, Liberia, Sierra Leone, Sudan, the Gambia, and Uganda. Omuninano, Ayomabin say, so for now, dear. Yeni na ye be adapt the gold board process no. There's a gold board na Ghana for say think that say abano. That same gold board na no other countries as I say e kondo some people be. The Nigeria and Kenya say yes. Gold reserve oko United States of America oko UK on shedon to gold on the krom ho. Na emu no the krom on the gold reserves on kwa won the gold reserve ketua. It all kan na sika sama or the gold dey go the gold reserve and na kasa. Wa a friend saying La Casa, Biano enim. So over no say na yehu amanfo a no be so bokro no professor and nkrofo no be so mu sika na gold reserve am no mo na dey fu because say sika no an ye quantify the ba sika that hold that you know world market and you oh and ye wo ye sika ni pa na say wo more asset to the dey wo the asset ni ba wo benya liquidation wo ye sika aye paper yi e dey back any electronic currency dey back to country. And I don't know. So far, Ghana gold reserve no ewo. I don't know Nigeria, Kenya, Liberia, Sierra Leone, Uganda, the Gambia, and Sudan. Umuna says say there. Adie na ye umuna besunya. Enti go born na Ghana for ye renew no other countries ekondo umupepa. But why naked truth. Enti make sure say we the truth. Ni na better conversation na say according to the vice presidential candidate former Edema CPP in the 2024 just ended the election now. Or say John Dramani Mahama, my president, your president, our president. Papa no ye impeachment because galamsey fight. Or kahon anama fight na dura. Won't declare state of emergency tea. Ye impeachment John Kwame Nkrumah John never view kai. Enfa police officer galamsey site also wako kanso no mu. The Biadru Yenim, so that's what Tinkum and I say we're free moon. Another galamsey person who are excavator at a channel of more course, you know, also could be Biadru, also Yenim, so Benyanka, and also Subu, as we are sensible. Another galamsey person there. Yes, an excavator, 9 of 4 excavator, one just Mama, ye, Mina Mini, 1.9 million Ghana cities, 19 billion, and countries Sikanashi, but Lands and Natural Resources Minister, Honorable Kofi Amabu said galamsey fight in Ghana. You be need to update. Otna or say or a comprehensive report. New how you ever so inde galamsey ewo Ghana. Nigeria for say omesuya and friend say Namu for edumani bi, but Namu for I make sure say atin when Jesus only lead to Brim River no e be clean because of my fight against galamsey. For comment no eto comment section as we are subscribe. Like it, next time eso enyabi enwe. Edi no eba akope Maxi Billian on Naked Truth or Oldboga Trends. Macro. Bye bye.